Hi folks, I'm Gary and welcome to our series, Shoreline Chef. What we're going to be doing in the months to come is showing you some of our simple recipes for making quick and easy meals here on our 45-foot yacht, not for sale. We're here in the New England waters all summer, and limited space, limited ingredients, but great meals. Stay with us as we show you how. Today we'll be making shoreline short ribs. Simple recipe, comes out absolutely delicious. All you need is a crock pot, small pan, obviously some short ribs, about 2 pounds, onion soup mix, potatoes, and a few other ingredients as we go along the way that we'll show you. So the first thing that we're going to do, and it's a very important step, is to braise our short ribs. Some people will skip this step, and believe me, it's a well worth step to heat up a pan, give it a quick braising on both sides to heat it up, a little bit of a charcoal on the outside before you put them in the slow cooker for many hours. Just seems to make a difference. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our short ribs. These are boneless short ribs from my favorite place, Dave's Market here in Rhode Island. Can't get much better. We're going to take those short ribs out and we're going to give them a quick salt and pepper and a little bit of our secret sauce. Our secret sauce is a Morton's All Season, and we just put a little bit of that on there. Get that done on both sides. Little pepper, cracked pepper on there. Get that on there, both sides. Roll it around in there, that mixture a little bit if you can. Like lots of pepper. And we're going to salt it down good on both sides. A tip as far as salt is concerned, on a boat anywhere near the ocean is a little bit of rice in your salt. Makes a world of difference in keeping it from sticking like it is right now, and just keeps it so it works for you just a little bit better. Okay, now that we have those seasoned up, we're going to take a look here. We're going to see if we can find ourselves a little bit of olive oil. And we're just going to coat the bottom of that pan just a little bit. And we're going to let that come up to temperature for just a couple of minutes here so we can get a good braise. A lot of people will tell you that with boats, these cooktops can be somewhat slow, so make sure you give it a little heat ahead of time because it does take a little bit longer to heat these up. So now we're going to take our short ribs and we're going to put them right in the pan. Hopefully we got time to get a nice little sizzle going there. I like to always make sure we got plenty of salt and pepper. Just makes a world of difference. And maybe a little bit more of the seasoning on there because it's got a little everything in it. Morton's Season All. And we'll let that sit for just a minute or two. And what we want to do is we want to get a nice bit of a charring on all sides. And while we're doing that, we're going to take a look over here at our crock pot. We've got this already set for 8 hours of cooking. We put a little bit of water in there. We're going to add a couple of other things to just kind of spice it up a little bit. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to take our Progressive Onion Soup Mix. Seems like one of my favorites. A nice flavor. And this is going to make a nice stock. We're going to take that, and put it right into our crock pot. Whole thing, yum, yum, yum. We'll set that with the trash. Always need a little bit of wine. And we take our wine, and I don't know, a quarter to half a cup. Put that aside. I do like spice it up just a tad. A little bit of the old Frank's hot sauce. I think Frank's hot sauce is perfect and pretty much it. And another thing we like to do is add a little bit of a tomato paste. In this particular case, we're going to use a little bit of spaghetti sauce. Pretty much does the same thing. Flip those over, they got a nice, you can see it here, nice browning. This one here. We get it on both sides, and we're going to try and get it on all the ends. Give this a quick stir here, get the ingredients kind of working together. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some potatoes. And with the baby potatoes, although they're small, I usually want to give them little slices, certainly for the bigger ones, just so we know that they will cook nice and soft, just the way we like them. We like to use what we can that can be thrown away when we're done. So, although this isn't the fanciest cutting board, it does the trick. And put the smaller ones in there. And what we're going to do with all of that is we're going to just kind of line the bottom for now with these potatoes, which is going to give us something for our short ribs to sit on as it's cooking. So they're not sitting right on the bottom. There's a piece of plastic on there. There we go. You can smell it already. It smells absolutely delicious. Again, you can see we're getting a nice browning on here. And we're just going to set that right on its end so we can kind of get a nice browning throughout the whole thing. Just about ready to go in the pot. And these cook over a good period of time. The meat will break down into just absolute delicious thick flakes. If you've ever had short ribs, they're just absolutely fantastic with some rice. Do love them with mashed potatoes. Love them with pretty much anything. Certainly love it with a nice bottle of red wine. The idea is with limited space, living in a tiny house, a tiny boat here, a tiny 40-foot boat, is you have a good amount of room for a small boat, but you're still limited. So limiting the amount of ingredients in a particular meal is just really going to save you both time and space. We usually try to make our next meal based upon anything that we may have left from the meal that we had before. In this particular case, we're reusing some tomato sauce that we had something a little different, and we try to play with some of the ingredients as we go. So those are just about done now. Now, we're just going to take these babies and we're going to open this baby up. It's getting nice and warm at this point. We're going to take these and we're going to just kind of put them so they're sitting on top of those potatoes for right now. And just going to let them start to really kind of cook. And once they start to cook, then we'll probably dig them down a little bit deeper. We want them to really slow cook for a good 8 hours. Now, if I did this in the morning, didn't happen to do that today in the morning, but if I did, by the afternoon I'd have myself a nice meal. On a boat, obviously you don't want to leave things like ovens running, that type of thing when you're away, but something as simple as this with a real low cooking temperature. You know, we have a nice Corian solid countertop here. We're not too worried about it. We do check in from time to time, and we do have cameras on board that we can kind of monitor the situation, as well as obviously different types of alarms, whether that be smoke or carbon or anything else. So we have all that kind of covered. But this is a great meal, especially now we're into the fall. It's getting a little cooler out right now. Today was 70 degrees. It was 57 degrees when I got up this morning. This is a nice hearty meal for us to have. So later on tonight, when Zoe gets home, we're going to have ourselves a nice meal and we'll see how it turned out. All right? Stay with us. We'll be back.
Shoreline short ribs. Delicious. Yummy.